Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. Listen to other great tech podcasts at www.techpodcasts.com.
Yo, you are in the right place at the right time, listening to the right thing. Tech Webcast. Congratulations on choosing such an awesome thing to listen to. You are clearly very smart. You're into tech stuff. You love hearing Brad and Jason the guests chat. You're probably really good looking too. Well done. So let's get into it. The weekly tech extravaganza that is Tech Webcast. In 3, 2, 1, let's go!
Welcome to episode 218 of the Tech Webcast podcast, recorded on the 8th of December 2012. Tech Webcast is recorded every Saturday and rebroadcast on Aussie Tech Heads on Thursday nights at 7. Today's hosts, Brad, Jody, Steve and Jason, and our guests are Peach Pellen, Corona Labs Developer Relations Manager and creator of Techority website, and Carlo Icaza, founder of Answer Mobile and now founder and CEO of Lanica Co. Good afternoon, Brad.
Hello, Jason.
How you doing, man?
Going pretty well. And you?
Not too bad. I'm a bit annoyed about my iPhone 5, though.
Oh, what happened? Is it bad?
Well, it downloads apps and podcasts via Wi-Fi extremely slowly.
Oh, no, it's not good.
I took it in. I did some tests the other day, and to download the same podcast via my iPad mini, my work Android phone, and my iPhone 5, and the iPad mini and the work phone took about 2 minutes, and the iPhone 5 took 25 minutes.
Wow. So
I took it in the Apple store. They gave me another phone, did the same thing. They reinstalled the firmware on my one, same thing, and they tested it with another guy who wanted the Apple Genius phone, and exactly the same thing. So it looks like there's no fix for it. Just a bunch of iPhone 5s are stuck if they go on Wi-Fi. If I switch over to 3G LTE, it downloads in a few seconds. So
okay. How much data do you get a month on 4G?
I'm only on 1 gig a month at the moment. But I just, for the holidays when I'm going to be away for 3 weeks, I got Dodo mobile internet with a Wi-Fi hotspot. $59, and you get 5 gigs for the first month, and then after that you can add on 1 gig for $20 whenever you want, that kind of thing. So that's going to be great for the holidays, because after my big story of Telstra screwing up my account when I added on extra data packs and took them away, I didn't want to trust them again, so I went and found somebody else.
So you're not with Telstra anymore?
I'm with Telstra for my phone, but for my mobile broadband, I got Dodo.
Okay.
And they're on Optus, so it's not Vodafone or anything rubbish like that.
Yeah, I agree. Optus 4G is fantastic. You can get the same...
Yeah, I won't have 4G, but 3G is good enough where it's going to be.
That's fine. Yeah, plug for Dodo. Good on you, Dodo.
Okay.
Send us some free stuff and review.
I'll talk to my friend who's a manager there and see what can happen.
Cool. Sounds good. Steve, what's up?
This, that, and the other. Yeah, I was just kind of messing around with the audio. Skype was a little wonky on us earlier.
All right. Jody, what's up?
I don't have Dill. I wish I did. It sounds cool.
Yeah, it's a good name. Billy, what's up?
I picked up the Kindle Paperwhite today.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
Ooh.
Tell us about it in a second, if you want. And also we have two guests on, Jason.
Yeah, Peach Pellen and Carlo Icaza.
Peach Pellen. That's such a cool name.
Yep.
Hi.
She would say so.
Peach.
And, welcome to the show, Peach.
Yeah, Peach, hey. Welcome.
Hi. I'm sorry to hear about your iPhone, Jason. I've been having similar stuff with the download speeds on mine. I also have I've got two additional issues. One is a T-Mobile issue. They're only giving me Edge here, despite their coverage map saying I should have 4G. I'd settle for anything better than Edge at this stage. I don't need 4G. And also my the proximity sensor in it doesn't work at all. Every time I'm on the phone, like putting people on speaker, mashing the keypad, and the download speed. So
that's terrible. I hope they can get you a replacement.
At some point, this one's off eBay because I needed a unlocked one for T-Mobile. T-Mobile doesn't actually sell it over here. Inconvenient.
Yeah, and you know what's so ironic about when I went to the Apple store is the guy wanted to test the speed on my phone downloading the speedtest.net app, and it was extremely slow just to get the app.
Well, is Peach not from Australia, or is she living in America?
She was, but she's in the US now.
Are you living in the US now? Cool.
I'm between countries.
Oh, nice. Good one. Good on you.
In the ocean there, like pirate radio.
Yep.
She's pirate internet.
Arr! Welcome to
So
the
then you'll
show.
be happy about the T-Mobile news that was announced in the U.S. today then?
Yep, that's going to be in our news.
Yeah. All right, Jody, let's jump in.
And wait, welcome to Carlo Icaza as well.
Hey, Carlos, what's up, buddy?
Good. How are you guys?
Yeah, I'm going well, mate. Are you in America or in Australia?
He's in
Neither.
Silicon Valley.
I'm in the middle of the ocean.
Oh, my God, you're in the bloody good spot where Robert Scoble is.
Yep.
Yeah.
All
They've
right.
been excellent neighbors. They probably.
I want to say thank you guys for bringing a translator for me. Peach will do a really good job.
Oh, good. Mate.
Yeah.
Good to have you on.
She understands Australian English and Carlos English. So
Spanish English.
yeah, we're pretty all well set here.
Hola.
All right, let's jump into some news, Jody.
Well, yeah, and Carlos was right on target because the first story has to do with T-Mobile announcing their agreement with Apple that they're likely to offer the iPhone, iPad, or both in 2013. And, T-Mobile's kind of been the red-haired stepchild for a while there. Unlike AT&T and Verizon, they did not have an agreement. And now it looks like, although we don't have the specifics, it looks like the arrangement could be either including the iPhone, the iPad, or a combination of both, kind of similar to the agreements the other carriers have. More specifics, I guess, are going to be coming out, but it appears, this is a quote from T-Mobile, T-Mobile has entered into an agreement with Apple to bring products to market together next year. Additional details will be made available at a later date. So that's pretty much what we know. Sounds like there's going to be a couple people that are going to be happy with that.
But what's so crazy about that is they want to drop the subsidies for the phone, so you have to buy the whole thing full price.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention, yeah.
You can get an iPhone, but it's going to be $600 or $700. You can't buy it cheap and then pay it off over your 2-year plan or anything.
It's not subsidized.
But you're also contract free.
Yeah, that's true.
So you can upgrade anytime. But then I can do that here with Telstra. I can upgrade my phone anytime. I just have to pay off the phone part of the contract, the MRO. I don't have to pay off the call contract. So if an iPhone 5 came out tomorrow, I'd only have to pay off a couple of $100 instead of $700 or $800. It's fantastic.
Cool. So you guys, do any of you use TaskRabbit?
No, never heard of it until I saw it in the news.
Sure, what it is.
Never heard of it.
Oh, okay. Well, apparently it's an application that helps people organize themselves and stay on top of different tasks that they have. And what's kind of interesting is the overlap, and we're seeing more and more of this, between retail and online. So here's the scenario. Okay, so this holiday season, The Gap is giving away $25 to spend on TaskRabbit to every shopper who spends $75 or more at Gap stores. And it's kind of interesting because it's kind of similar to an initiative that was launched by PepsiCo in October. And what they did was they gave away 200 hours of TaskRabbit services to contest winners. So I'm not sure whether TaskRabbit's doing this because they're trying to get more publicity, but what I find really kind of intriguing is that overlap between what's happening in retail, let's say, and what's happening online and applications. Do you guys think that this is going to be a trend? Do you see that as being something that is helpful?
I think so, yeah. Getting help with your tasks and things, it's a good idea.
Well, what about giving away an app or a credit for some kind of an app with a purchase? Would that encourage you to buy more? Or does it depend on the app?
I guess it would depend on it. Did I get enough use out of it?
Don't take an Australian card.
I'm sorry, Peach, we couldn't hear you.
TaskRabbit, I actually tried to use about a month ago. They would not take. I have 2 Australian credit or debit cards cards, a one Visa, one MasterCard. The TaskRabbit website would not accept them.
Really? That's not fair.
Yeah, a lot of online vendors in America. The only two I've found, actually no, one. Amazon will accept it, and I think there's a florist that will accept it. But beyond that, and I've tried to buy an awful lot of stuff while I've been here.
Just flowers.
Yeah, no, the Amazon I finally cleared it up with, but a huge number of online retailers, even though it's Visa and MasterCard, they won't pay an Australian card, or they'll say like Macy's, they say, okay, yeah, we're processing the order, and then a few minutes later, your order was randomly selected for special screening. Please send us a full bank statement and address. I forget what store. One store wanted a scan of my passport. That was not going to happen.
Wow. Wow. I thought that was kind of like a universal, like if you have a MasterCard or a Visa, it's supposed to be universally accepted. You know?
That's what their ads say all the time, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Bank statement.
Accepted in more places than anywhere, except for if you're from Australia, because we don't like them.
Well, maybe next it'll be Facebook bucks. You know, those will be the universal dollars.
Or Bitcoin. What about Bitcoin? That was the other news that happened this week. Was Bitcoin? One of the Bitcoin sites is now an official bank under European law. The virtual currency Bitcoin took a step towards legitimacy today as its Eurozone wing joined the ranks of PayPal and WorldPay by becoming a registered payment service provider under European law. In a deal made in France with the investment from Icaza and Credit Mutual Bank, Bitcoin Central is now an international bank ID number, meaning the network will be able to send and receive transfers to and from other banks and issue debit cards for users. That's huge.
That is. It's pretty exciting.
Maybe that's like Aussie coin.
You know, hey guys, we have some other huge news. Actually, it's like a rumor, but I'm stuck on my 4S contract, and I have not been able to upgrade to a 5. But guess what? There's rumors about a 5S. Yeah.
No way.
What?
Hey.
No way.
No way. Get out of here. Get out of town.
You lie.
No, seriously. So the iPhone 5 may be fresh out of the oven, but whispers have already begun to surface that an iPhone 5S successor could go into production as early as next month.
Oh, no.
Yeehaw! I am so happy because that's when my contract is going to be up, so yay.
I wonder if they're going to be made in the US, because Apple has just announced that a lot of their MacBook Pros are now going to be made in the US in factories.
You know, it's possible, but they say that some sources claim Apple's been plowing ahead with the next iteration of the popular handset due to low yield rates on the iPhone 5 on the assembly line at Foxconn. Apparently because of the fragility of the parts used to make the device, many break before they even see the light of day. And, you know, it's funny, they even have pictures of what the differences are between the 5 and the 5S. I don't know what it's going to mean in terms of, speeds and feeds, but
if the Wi-Fi works better, I'll be very happy and switch immediately.
Well, I'm kind of wondering.
Well, you're stuck in a contract?
As I was saying before, in Australia on Telstra, if the 5S came out tomorrow, I just have to pay off the phone part of the contract, which is like $10 a month. The actual phone you don't have to pay out. Once you've got it, you've got it.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Sorry, the call contract you don't have to pay out, which is the bulk of the price, is like $59 a month, but the phone itself, I only have to pay out that part of the contract, and the call I can just jump onto a recontracted account for another 2 years instantly and not pay out anything there.
Where is that story from, Jody?
Tech Radar, but there I have a couple sources in there, multiple sources.
Okay.
In the show notes.
What do you think about this, Billy? What do you think? Is this true or not?
Well, I'm sure that they're working on the 5S. I mean, as far as going into production next month, that would be pretty quick, but that's also kind of their cycle. That's kind of what I'm waiting on too, is the 5S, because I too am in a contract versus last time when I just bought the phone right out. Since we did the family plan, it was too expensive to buy phones straight out for 3 people. So we're doing the contracts now, and next October my contract, or actually September, the contract ends, and I'm hoping the 5S comes out around then.
Wow. Okay.
Well, they tricked everybody when they brought out the iPad 4 so quickly after the 3, so you never know when the 5 might come out. The 5S might come out.
Interesting. All right, Steve, what's your view on this?
I'm kind of wondering if, they're kind of they're it might be in production, but I don't think it's going to be released too soon yet. I think because of the slowdowns with the iPad Mini, the iMac, that they decide maybe they should start working on it now. That way, by the time the release date gets here, it won't be set back. I don't know. That's maybe the first thought that comes into my mind, but I don't think it's going to be released that soon, but I don't know.
All right, good point. What about you, Carlos? What do you think about this?
How about the Verizon T-Mobile?
Yeah, the iPhone 5. Yes.
Oh, the 5S?
Yeah.
True
or not?
No, in Apple it's actually pretty, and the rumors is, I think it's going to be true.
Yeah.
I think we'll see that pretty soon.
What about you, Peach? Do you have a view on this?
I would simply agree with Carlos. He's the best at calling what Apple's going to do.
All right.
Yeah, he was the one who was saying about Apple in the future doing their own chipsets and things, weren't you, Carlos?
Yep.
Wow.
He said that a few years ago that they were going to start making their own chips instead of using the Intel ones, and it looks like that's what's going to happen in the Mac.
He should be working in Apple.
But I don't think that's going to be.
I would be here if I was working at Apple.
He worked at Adobe for a while.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Interesting.
He's the lead mobile developer there.
Sweet. All right, Jody, any other stories?
Oh, my goodness. This one has me, I think it's probably a good thing. But, for years, you've been years, like we've been doing this for so long. When somebody posts a review on Yelp, right? So, usually, people post that they like something, they don't like something. Well, apparently, a negative Yelp post landed the reviewer a $750,000 suit. So here's the story. The woman was unhappy with the work of a contractor. And so she posts a very nasty review on Yelp. But not only does she say that the work was shoddy, she says that he damaged her home as opposed to repairing it. He invoiced her for work that he didn't do. She suggested that jewelry is missing. In any case, the contractor who does home repairs apparently slapped her with a $750,000 lawsuit because he says that up until that point he had 100% positive feedback, and then when she did this, he claims he lost $300,000 worth of business. And I mean, to be honest, this has happened. I don't know if it's ever happened to you, but if you can imagine, let's say that somebody's very vindictive, and they may not even have done business with you, but then they post a very derogatory comment. Now, she did give her name, but, it's interesting. What recourse do you have? Apparently, also last year, a California dentist was ordered to pay $81,000 in legal costs to Yelp and to a husband and wife who wrote a negative review. So, there's not been that many real big cases where people have gone after reviewers. I'm curious, do you think that if somebody writes a derogatory review, that that's potentially fodder for a suit?
Yeah, it seems like it's happened before, so we can see that happening more in the future, especially when they have examples of it.
I'm kind of glad to see it, personally.
Interesting story. Steve, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I have a few thoughts. I can see what Jody's saying, that you when you look at the reviewers, you got to think back in the past history, other people that reviewed them, and I mean, if they're showing very top reviews, and all of a sudden you get one person, all of a sudden a lot of stuff happens out of the ordinary from what the other reviewers say, then it's possibly a problem. But then again, you got to think too, a lot of these websites, and this is on the internet, so a lot of the way legal aspects of doing things on the internet is totally different than what you would see in perhaps real life, because the website even has its own terms of service that help protect it from getting lawsuits, and it might extend it to its users. So, it may not work out for him. I don't know. We'll see.
All right, good answer. What about you, Billy?
We all know that if it's on the internet, it's true.
I love that.
Yeah,
when I Google something and it comes up and there's a page that tells me something about what I just Googled, then it's gotta be true. No matter what you say.
All right. Point, Carlos. Billy, what do you think about this?
Yes, that's where it gets tricky, because if it's all just bias and just hate, then yes, that has to be stopped. But if you genuinely had a bad experience with something, you should be able to voice that and say that.
Exactly.
Because for example, I could get in real big trouble for all of my ranting and raving about Simple TV, because I've been so upset, because it feels like it's been more marketing than it has been execution. And, but I don't want them to turn around and suing me. I should be able to say that, because that's been my experience.
Yeah, exactly. I agree, mate. Peach, what do you think about this?
I think people should be able to voice things, and if someone's going and they're going to go and look at a review, like I think it was Jody who said it before, people should be able to look and see the positive reviews, and if there's just one bad one, think okay, maybe that person's a bit off. But I certainly think people should be able to voice stuff without fear of getting sued for obscene amounts of money.
Oh yeah. All right.
But I think one of the issues here, though, that you have is that the lady posted something negative about the contractor, and the contractor sued her. Well, the interesting thing is like sometimes you got to look back and you say, well, hold on a second, this person must have lost jobs or something like that. He actually, the contractor in this situation, actually causes more damage to himself than the actual negative review, because he's going to come across as a litigious person, and I want to hire somebody next time that I know has a record of actually suing anybody for saying something wrong. Even as as simple as he didn't paint the wall the color that I wanted, right? So it's one of those it's a very balancing line situation, but at the same time it's good because it exposes somebody that does a really good job and is proud of what they do. They wouldn't go back and point fingers at any negative review. Certainly, there's a part of the story that we don't know whether they were in touch with each other. What happened? There was, I think, one of the things that was said there that she claimed that he was on the private property, trespassing property, and that she lost a whole bunch of materials without while he was there, but she was the only one that had the key access to the room. So there's a he said, she said, this, that, and the other. But the important thing here is that you got to look at it and see, the person that you're doing business with. The thing that I will walk away with always is, how litigious are they, and have they done something like this before? Because I don't want to engage with them on something minuscule and then end up even on small claims court. And certainly here, it's not a small claims court. We're talking about $750,000, but in the States, it's you're innocent until proven guilty, but then there's all the legal fees that amount, and you got on your ambulance chaser lawyers and and everything else like that.
And then you got to think out, did she actually try to work it out with a contractor, or she just said a few things and then went directly to posted a bad review? I mean, you got to work with a contractor, and we don't know.
Right.
So.
All right, good answer, guys. Jody, any more stories?
Well, yeah, actually, there have been some big changes over at Google. On Google Plus, I don't know if you guys have tried the new community pages yet.
Well, I liked it for 5 minutes and I got bored of it.
Okay.
Have you tried it yet, Jody?
A few people have invited me to their communities, and I accepted, but I haven't honestly had time to. It's just. Maybe it's redundant. It just seems like, there are people that have the same idea, but I talk to them on Google Plus anyway. So.
Yeah, exactly. And I invited you to my group, my things too.
And I think I accepted.
Cool. Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You too, Billy. I invited you too.
Oh, I'll have to check that. I didn't see that. So
yeah, I made a podcasting one. That's cool. Jason, what do you think about this?
I didn't look into it. I saw your invite though.
Did you join?
No. I've been busy lately.
That's cool, mate. It's all good.
You know what's interesting though, Brad? I saw some of them that I joined, and I mean, I just went in earlier today and click, accept, and they were posting like, well, what should we post about? It's kind of like, okay.
Yeah, true.
Well, isn't it kind of redundant? Again, because I'm seeing the stuff that people are posting in Plus. That's why I'm like, I'm not quite getting what the community part is.
Yeah, I don't really get it either. Do you know what it means, Jody? Or?
Well, yeah, I mean, potentially what the communities are, let's say that you have a group of people, like you said, Brad, who are interested in podcasting.
Yeah.
So what it does is it coordinates those people so you can share your interest and talk about podcasting in a place where the other people have the same interest. That's
so is it kind of like public circles kind of thing?
It's kind of like Facebook group.
So is it like a forum or pages?
It's kind of like Facebook groups. You know how Facebook has groups where you can have people that kind of cluster together, and like maybe you all belong to the same club or the same church group, or so it's kind of like that, but for Google Plus.
That sounds interesting. Steve, what do you think about this?
It's funny that you mentioned that. I think you and Jacob sent me like a request to join your community or something. I don't know much about it really.
Yeah, it's a community. It's where you can talk in that.
Run while you can.
And by the way, if you want to turn the notifications off, just click on turn off. You can turn that off straight away.
Yeah.
It gets quite annoying.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead, mate.
What is this Google Plus you speak of?
Ouch.
Oh. I don't use it.
Why?
It's better than Facebook, really. I was going to say better than Facebook, but it's not.
I don't know many people who use Google Plus.
Jody, tell me about Google Plus.
There's one more change that Google made where they announced a change to the apps for business. I don't know if you guys have used the apps for business, but apparently there is no more free version.
Yeah, I don't use it for business. I've got a couple of domains hosted there for email, and I use their app system, so they said I can keep that, which is good.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
just the new sign-ups can't have it.
Yeah, that's a real bummer for me because I work with a lot of small businesses, and that's where I get them started. And then when they grow, beyond the 5 people, then that's when they pay. But most of them start out that way, and so now I can't get them started for free. So it's like I think it's like $5 a month now or something. But
$50 per user per year.
Wow.
Oh, wow! That's not what they sent me in an email. Maybe it's because I was already in for free.
Yeah.
Possibly.
All right, Jody, any more stories?
Those are the stories for today.
Good stories, by the way. Jason, who do we guess on the day? We're going to talk to Billy in a minute after we speak to Peach and Carlo. So
yeah, we've got Carlo Icaza, who was a previous guest on our show. He was co-founder of Anska Mobile, and now he's co-founder of Lanica Co. How you doing, Carlos? Welcome to the show, and tell us a bit about your new company.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah. What would you like to know? No, actually, it's a good question. So basically, Lanica is a game engine that is being developed for Accelerator Titanium. Titanium being one of the leading mobile platforms for enterprise development for cross-platform applications, iPhone and Android, and they're now supporting BlackBerry and Windows. And we're basically building a game engine for them so that people can actually build games out of the Titanium SDK.
Now this one's written in JavaScript as opposed to Lua. Was there a reason that you switched over to different languages compared to your last one?
There's a couple of things. One of them being that JavaScript is actually the most widely used language right now. It is the language of the web, actually. It's more. It's got more support libraries as well. And when you look down the roadmap and you look at where the market is going, you see that it's there is this mixture of HTML5 architecture and where that is headed, and that's all driven by JavaScript as well. So it was a natural fit to actually go look at that space, and it made it very easy for me to actually go in and work with Jeff and Accelerator because they already have the JavaScript infrastructure in place, and it was just easy for us to basically come in, develop our engine, and plug right into them.
Now you guys got startup funding from Accelerator too, didn't you?
Yeah, that is correct. We got startup funding, and we are we're currently camping out of their offices right now, and it's a lot of fun. But it's actually also they're like, you guys are growing. You need to go get your own space now.
You're growing up, kids. It's time to leave the house.
Yeah, we have access to their IT department, legal department, marketing department, support department. We get the free food and drinks, and everything else in the break room, and it's been great. We actually got up and running really quick. I think it normally would have taken us from a startup, probably taken us about 3 to 6 months to actually get the gears going. We were up and running probably about 2.5 to 3 weeks since we actually got funded to the point where we were up and running, right? Email, servers, everything else like that was taken care of by Accelerator, or contracts for Accelerator, with the legal department, marketing, sold by them, and we got exposure. We got a lot of exposure when we announced the company, and those are the kind of things that has been great working with Jeff and company,
Now, you guys recently had a closed beta, and I saw that you had some overwhelming support there and had to close the beta because there were so many applying. That's got to be some good news for you.
Yeah, it was actually, we have no idea yet how we're going to accommodate all the requests that we have. When we launched the company, we announced the beta, and then we have people sign up for it. And then when we went to CodeStrong and we actually demoed, some of the products at CodeStrong, being Accelerator's developers conference, and I was up there with Jeff, and doing the demo, and then we had a breakout session on how to create a game with Platino. That's the name of the game engine that we're developing with Titanium. The beta requests just jumped. Yeah, I think it quadrupled in that one single day.
Well,
and I was like, okay, this is actually going to be interesting. So we're pretty much we're going to start rolling out the beta program starting next week. We have already seeded a couple of clients with the beta, and they're providing us with a lot of feedback. And it's in pretty good shape considering where it is right now. It does a lot of stuff. There's a lot of work for us to do. There's a lot of work for, to get something right. But we're very happy with some early feedback that we have gotten from a lot of the users out there that have been using it, as a pre-alpha product where there's hardly no documentation.
It's going to be better than last time, right? Though.
That's what yeah, of course. We actually are using Web 2.0, OpenGL 2.0, and we are basically, going after the pretty exciting. I like to call the very rich gaming experience that you look for in a game engine, and I made this very clear when I was at CodeStrong. One of the reasons why I'm also enjoying, working with, first of all, the team that I have is an amazing team. Former colleagues of mine and people that I used to work with at Adobe, and Eric Herman, who came with me from Adobe to Ansca, and now he's with me. Bruno Fonzi, who is actually one of the guys I used to work with at Adobe, again, doing mobile, Doug doing Flash. It's phenomenal, when you have that type of people working with you, and the team works really well together. I think that actually is, in itself speaks volumes when you have a very well defined machine that actually, can finish each other's sentences because we've known each other for many, many years. And the other thing that I have mentioned this before is the fact that, when we're talking about an engine, think of it as, we're going to basically focus on the engine, the actual rendering pipeline to make things go faster, better, smoother, anything that you can think of in terms of the game engine. But then we let Accelerator and Titanium worry about all the UI aspects of the interface. And I don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about that. And I made it very clear that if it is something that you want to put a list box inside of a game, that's not really a game, right? If you if you want to do an MP3 player, that's not a game engine. A game engine is solely so that you can actually enjoy playing games, not listening to music, or what are some of the other things that I said? Like if you want list box controls, you want to have access to a database, you want to have access, and display other things that are not considered, part of a game. It is great to basically decouple that from us because we don't have to worry about, maintaining that aspect of the code. And the speed of how we are doing things. If you look, for example, at the Accelerator Marketplace, they have a marketplace and they have tools for plugins for Facebook, plugins for in-app purchases. They have plugins for maps, barcode readers, you name it, right? So you can go to town with those kind of things, but let us focus on the gaming.
You won't have to be reinventing the wheel, which is what you had to do last time. Now you can focus on the core gaming stuff. Is that 2D or 3D gaming or mixture, or how's that work?
It's what I have D right now.
Yep.
But we're getting a lot of people telling us, to do 3D, but I want to let Unity worry about that. That's a really good job in that department. But I think we're going to focus on 2.5D. And there's already a couple of things that we have added to the engine that we demonstrated, at CodeStrong. We have a full ISO engine, and we, and again, talking about, being able to add multiplayer mode, it was something that we don't have to worry about that. We just basically took something from PubNub. We spoke with Stephen Blum, who we met before, and he has a relationship with Accelerator and with me.
Yep.
And minutes of actually talking with him, we had a multiplayer working within our environment, right? And that's the kind of thing that I really like, where we don't have to worry about all the we are a game engine. This is what we do. If you want to add all this other stuff, okay, it's right here. But that, at the end of the day, is not really what we consider part of a game engine. When you look at some of the AAA games or the games that make a lot of money on the App Store, they're focused on a great game experience. They want to basically you to be able to play as much as you can with the highest fidelity that you can bring into the game. And we're looking to strive to do that and bring you an environment that can go multiple platforms, not just Android and Google. Not just Android and iOS, but whatever Accelerator supports. Eventually, we'll have to end up supporting those platforms as well.
That's pretty cool. And Pete, can you tell us a bit about your technology and stuff?
I haven't actually done a lot of really techie stuff in a while, but I was it last week? I think at the start of last week I put up an interview I did with Carlos. That was actually really good. I forget how many views we ended up having. It was probably pushing 3,000 by the end there. For a niche site, that's pretty good. And then I'm doing a interview which will go up on Monday. It's already recorded with David Murray, one of the guys off Silicon Valley startups. And that went pretty well too. I'm slowly looking at expanding Tech already a little bit to focus on the more broader range of subjects. It's a little slow at the moment, but looking at that and doing a few interviews.
It's a very popular site for code examples and getting assistance with coding for gaming engines, isn't it?
for the time being, yeah, for Corona, it's incredibly popular. I get people saying to me very, very often things like, "Oh, it's funny. Every search I do for Corona leads to you," and that does seem to be the case. A lot of people do end up on Techority. There was a guy outside Code Strong who had watched some of my tutorial videos. Most of it's text, but just from watching those tutorial videos, he was like, "Hey, I know your voice," and every Google search I'm doing for Corona leads to Techority. So
I was blown away by that tutorial you did for the word game in was it 30 minutes or something?
It was Boggle, and I did it in. It was actually just over an hour, but it was to compete basically because some game side users made a Boggle clone, and it took them like 3.5 hours. And one of them in the thread posted, "Let's see you do that in Corona," and I was like, "Okay." And so I did it, and yeah, like half the time, it's really quite a good video. It explains everything, filming the whole thing. That was good fun.
So if you want to make the next Boggle or letterpress, check out the demo code video there.
Right. Great information there from you, Carlos and Peach. Great stuff. Peach, where can they get you on the? Where can they find your website?
Techority.com, or if you're looking for me on Twitter, @PeachPellen.
All right, sweet as. Steve, any questions to them?
Oh, yeah, I have a quick question. Now, this is on your Animo program, which I guess is for developing Adobe Flash programs, right?
It actually it takes Flash animations and converts them into spreadsheets.
So, well, since Adobe Flash is kind of getting long in the tooth, and the web's kind of transitioning to HTML5, is it going to support HTML5 in the future, or?
Well, Steve, what the point of the application is, if you've already got an app that's written in Flash, because there's so many Flash developers, this will export your assets out so that you can recode it using Appcelerator and Latino.
Oh, okay.
Correct.
Make it easier for them. A lot of people like that because it's very difficult to get their assets into the new engine. So they can use this one to just get their Flash existing app, export out all of the stuff so they can easily import it into the new one and create it for another half dozen platforms nearly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not a developer, so I don't see the process, but okay.
Questions, Steve? Jody, any questions? Jody?
You know what? You guys are like so far ahead of me here. With it's not the whole programming thing is like beyond me.
Yeah, same.
But
it's
somewhere to start though. Let's see, because I know that my son, for example, he's very, very intrigued with this whole idea of developing games. What would you say would be a good course of action for someone who is interested in getting involved with games and game programming and all that?
How old is your son?
He's 23, actually.
Oh, I'm sorry. I assumed a child for some reason.
He's still a child in my book.
Can't leave the house.
But seriously, no, he asked me the other day. He said he's very interested, particularly for the iPhone. So, what would you guys recommend?
Yeah, I recommend that she takes one of Peach's introduction seminars.
Okay.
We do some introductory webinars and some training for Corona, which you can find out on the site if you want to email me, peachpellen@gmail, and I can send you some links and stuff for that. I also do have a mini-series of tutorials which are aimed at people who have never written any kind of code that I've had good feedback on. So I can send you links to those if you like.
Wonderful. Thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah, that is very, very awesome. All right. Billy, any questions?
No, I've dabbled with Corona a little bit. I played with GameSeller, but that's almost too basic. That other people have been telling me I should look into Corona. So.
All right, good stuff, mate. Keep talking. Tell us about what you've been up to.
What's that?
Keep talking, mate. What have you been up to?
What have I've been fighting with Simple TV.
All right, tell us about it. What's
so
up?
Simple TV was a Kickstarter project that I bought into because they won CES Best of last year, Best of 2012. So I'm like, okay, cool. This is the one I'm going to back. And the concept is great. It's over-the-air DVR, so it's like TiVo without the subscription, so to speak.
Yep.
And the problem is that it's all marketing hype and hardly any execution, at least in my experience. I will say that other people in the forums evidently have it working somewhat well, but nowhere near as smooth as it should be, at least for the general public. It's plagued with problems. I got 2 units. One of them, the hard drive, it keeps saying you have to bring your own hard drive, but I know the hard drive works because it works on the other unit, and it does work on this unit occasionally, but it keeps dropping it, so then it won't do anything. And then my second unit, I could get it to actually tune into channels and find the hard drive, but it won't record anything. And I was only able to watch like one show for a half hour, and then it completely bombed on me. Now whenever I try and change the channel, it says your Simple TV is not available. So It's a complete bomb.
Wow, so that's a bit like the Nexus 7 for you, mate. You keep getting these stuffed up products
I know, I'm like having bad tech experience.
Yeah,
except for my
Apple. Tech really, isn't it?
Well, actually, my Amazon stuff's been great because my Kindle Fire is great. My Kindle, my Paperwhite that I picked up today, I'm totally loving this thing.
What does that do?
The Kindle Paperwhite, that's their e-ink reader that has the patented luminosity that instead of backlit, it shines the light down onto the page like it's above it, so it kind of has this subtle glow. I can't describe it. You have to see it. If you get a chance to go see it hands-on, it's incredible. When I saw it, I'm like, oh, I had to buy it.
All right, what else have you been up to, mate? What else do you want to mention? Is there anything else? Something else you want to mention too?
That's been it. I've been doing a lot of fighting with I got the Sling Box. That was
That's
the
right.
thing because,
tell us about that.
Yeah, because the Simple TV, since the Simple TV didn't work, I went back to getting my cable DVR, and so for me to be able to remotely access the TV, I picked up the Sling Box, and that works awesome.
So you got a TiVo now? You're using the TiVo now?
No TiVo.
Oh, no,
right now I'm still boycotting TiVo. I'm still mad at them they overcharged me for 2 years, and for my problem they gave me a discount on refurbished units that ended up dying within a few months. So I'm pissed at TiVo.
All right, let's see if Carl's got a question for you. Carlos, you got a question for Billy?
Oh no, I was just making a comment, but no, I was going to say the last tweeter that Simple TV sent out was like about 20.
Wow. Okay.
So,
Carlos, what do you use for your TV? Do you have cable TV, mate? Over in America?
TV, and I actually have streaming Netflix and a couple of other ones out there. But I pretty much I use Comcast, and I just record my programs whenever I see something I like and can record it via the web or do it here from home.
All right, nice one, mate. Jody, any questions?
No.
Billy?
It's good. I love the concept.
Would you ever buy a Simple TV?
Would I buy one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Billy, do you think she should buy one?
No, I think you should wait till next year if they're still around in a year. This is the thing that really upset me. I want them to succeed. I bought the lifetime subscription. I'm just worried my lifetime subscription's only going to be 6 months.
Oh, that sucks, mate. That's not good.
No, they're great at marketing. They got the hype down. The problem is
when they come to the product, they just suck. I don't know what's wrong with them. I'm just going to stick with my TV. I think I'm not going to go and buy one of them.
I think like they faked the video at CES because it doesn't work nowhere near as smooth as it does. And here we are almost a year later from CES.
Unbelievable. Steve, what do you think about this? You going to get one of these, mate?
Hey, I still have to buy a flat screen TV. I still got like a CRT that's years old.
That's right. Well, that's right.
I forgot about that, didn't you?
That's scary. That's really scary.
It is, isn't it? It is. It's very scary.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, it's a conversation piece.
I think we have a CRT TV in the guest room.
So I don't
Everything
know
else
what's
is flat
scarier,
panel.
Steve, that you have that or that you admit it.
Hey, look, I got a HD TV right there. That's the only one in the house, though.
When are you going to upgrade your TV, Steve?
Yeah, just when it goes bad. Those things last forever. I got one of the I forgot what brand it is. I think it's like Sony or something that lasts forever.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Sony's a good brand, yeah. What about you, Peach? What do you think about all this, the Simple TV and stuff?
Yeah, this. I don't really watch TV. I get the occasional bit of Netflix on my laptop when I'm working, but I'm afraid I haven't had the cable in about 7 years.
Good on you.
So I'm no opinion on that.
Good on you. So are you actually living in in America?
I'm technically between countries right now. The plan is to stay here.
Oh, cool. Good on you. Wish I could do that. Jason, what do you think about all this?
Yeah, I just got my TiVo out again today. Strangely enough, we had a guy come round to check out the antenna to see what's wrong with it. He did some tests and said that he's getting no signal out of it whatsoever, so it's probably going to be about $220 to fix it. And after he left, I plugged my stuff in and picked up 11 channels perfectly straight away, so I don't know. Maybe just his testing has done something, but I can't get 7 or 10, but I get just about every other channel, so it's funny.
Did you get the new NI TV? That's launching on Wednesday.
I don't know. We'll have to wait so I can tune it in and see if I can get that one. I don't get 7 or 10 or any of their derivative channels, but I get, like Go, 9, ABC, 1, 2, 3, 4, and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, I think if you put up on digital antenna, that may fix it. If you can probably pick up all of them.
Probably, yeah.
All right. What else? Jason, do you want to mention before we go?
That's about it. You can find me on Twitter as Warlock, WAULOK.
Okay, me and Brad Oz on the Tech Webcast. And Jody, I've got Jody last week. Jody, go ahead. What do you want? Where can I get you?
Oh, well, thank you for remembering me, Brad. You can find me on Twitter as Sunswept. My website is webmarcom.net. And just about everywhere else, I'm either Jody Rains or Webmarcom.
All right, what about you, Steve-O? Where can I get you, mate?
You can find me here on justin.tv/Linux Cool Dude. Also do the Tech Webcast live version. And on Twitter at chatterbox_live.
And next we're chatting with Alex from Gizmodo. Jason.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, Gizmodo, you said?
Yeah, Gizmodo.
Yeah, Gizmodo Australia.
Yep, I actually called him up and got him on the show.
Wow, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah. I can't wait for that. And
he's the one who did that interview with me when I was doing the Tecority challenge for 48 hours to make a game.
How do you do that?
He just posted on Twitter, if any developers in Australia would like to be on our website, let me know and I'll send you some information and questions and stuff, and you just answer it, send back a photo, and he publishes it.
Oh.
His Developers Cubed part of the site.
Oh, nice. Okay. All right, Billy? What do you want to say before you go, mate? Do you want to mention anything before you go?
Yeah, you can find me at That iPad Guy on Facebook, Twitter, Google, everything.
Talking on the iPad, Jason, you got the iPad Mini, mate.
Love it. Much better than the iPad 2. I use it to read books on the train. It's light and very easy to use. Best one I ever got.
And what color case did you get?
I haven't got a case. I'm waiting for a keyboard Bluetooth case to arrive from overseas.
Okay, cool. All right, Billy, you got an iPad Mini too, don't you?
I do, but I just gave it up. But only temporarily because I'm going to get the cellular one.
Oh,
I need the cell version. I'm going nuts not having cell access. I know everyone's like, everywhere you go, there's Wi-Fi. Well, everywhere I go, there's not Wi-Fi.
I just tether mine to the iPhone, so I don't need 2 contracts.
Yeah, so that's what I do too. I need to do that.
Where do we find Carlos?
Yeah, Carlos, where can I get you, mate?
You can find me anywhere. I'm always available 24/7, 365. When you're in a startup, you never sleep.
Do you want to give out your phone number in case?
There's a lot of Red Bull.
Yeah. So you have a Twitter? What's Twitter, mate?
At Icaza. ICA. So I have a URL, carlosicaza.com, or the company Lanica.
Right, I'll put that in the show notes. And Peach?
Tecority.com, peachpellen.com, and at peachpellen on Twitter.
Cool, as mate. Thanks for being on.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on, guys. Thanks, Billy, for being on. Enjoy your Simple TV.
And everyone lost the game.
Thank you.
Yeah, you all lost the game. And Steve, you lost the game as well. Steve?
Yeah.
Say something before you go.
He's asleep.
I didn't lose.
Yeah, you did.
I never played.
Hi, from Aussie Tech Heads. Join Will, Eric and myself as we bring you the latest, most up-to-date important tech news that affects you from Australia and the world. A weekly podcast available each Friday through iTunes. Watch the live stream recording of the show at live.thesecrethub.com each Thursday night, 7:30pm or GMT plus 10. Call in live via Skype or chat in our lounge. However you get us, just make sure you do. Listen or visit our website for more information, www.aussietechhead.com.au. Aussie Tech Heads, Australia's longest-running tech news podcast.
Well, that's it for Tech Webcast this week. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed having your mind expanded. Tune in next week for more tech talk with Brad, Jason, and whatever crazy guest they've managed to rope in. Don't forget to get the Tech Webcast app from iTunes. Follow us on Twitter at Tech Webcast, and of course check us out on Facebook too. Until next time, may the tech be with you. Peace.